Hi YouTube, I've been drawing all FIFA World Cup mascots for the past days, and I'm posting a compilation with all my sketches. Check the timestamps in the description to navigate to your preferred mascot. I've accompanied each sketch with some information on the mascot and that specific World Cup. If you like the video, please consider subscribing. Enjoy.
Hi, RL here. I'm a huge soccer or football fan, whichever name you prefer. I'll call it football in my videos. To celebrate the World Cup 2022, I'll do a mini-series of sketches for all official World Cup mascots, since the first one on 1966. I'll be sharing some facts on the mascot on that particular World Cup. Each World Cup has a unique character as a mascot. The trend began with the 1966 FIFA World Cup, hosted by England, having World Cup Willie, one of the first mascots to be associated with a major sporting competition. The mascot designs represent a characteristic of the host country, such as flora, fauna, or a costume. 1966 World Cup Willie is a lion, a typical symbol of the United Kingdom, wearing a Union flag jersey with World Cup written on the front. England won the 1966 World Cup by defeating West Germany 4-2 in the final, winning their first and so far only ever World Cup title. The 1970 World Cup was hosted by Mexico and the mascot was Juanito. Following in Willie's footsteps was Juanito, a boy decked out in a Mexico 1970 sombrero with the host's famous green shirts. He provided a fittingly vibrant mascot for the first World Cup broadcasted in color. The tournament final had two-time World Cup winner Brazil win against another FIFA two-time champion Italy 4-1. During the tournament, Brazil also defeated another two-time champion Uruguay 3-1 in the semifinals, and defending champions England 1-0 in the group stages, making them the only team to defeat the European and South American champions alongside the tournament's defending champions. The win gave Brazil its third World Cup title. The 1974 World Cup was hosted by West Germany. The hosts followed a similar theme for their mascots, named Tip and Tap, kitting out two boys in the country's white shirts. One had letters WM in the front, stands for Weltmeisterschaft, German for World Cup. The other had the number 74. Tip and Tap offered an image of togetherness and friendship that would be repeated 32 years later in the 2006 World Cup. West Germany won the title, beating the Netherlands 2-1 in the final. This was their second victory. They had also won in 1954. The 1978 World Cup was hosted by Argentina. Mascot was Gauchito. For the third tournament in succession, organizers opted for the image of an enthusiastic young boy, with Gauchito again sporting the host's iconic kit. His head carried the words Argentina 78, and he wore a handkerchief and carried a whip, typical Gaucho symbols. The cup was won by the host nation, Argentina, who defeated the Netherlands 3-1 in the final after extra time. This win was the first World Cup title for Argentina. The 1982 World Cup was hosted by Spain, mascot Naranjito. There was a fruity theme to Spain's 1982 mascot, with Naranjito taking the form of an orange. Again, he was rocking his national team's kit and also wore an especially wide grin. The tournament was won by Italy, who defeated West Germany 3-1 in the final, held in the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium in the Spanish capital of Madrid. It was Italy's third World Cup title. The 1986 World Cup was hosted by Mexico. Mascot was Pique. Mexico's return as hosts also brought about a comeback for the sombrero, although this time it was not worn by a boy, but a giant chili pepper. Pique, who also sported a stereotypically Mexican mustache, continued the theme of fruit and vegetables started by Naranjito. The World Cup was won by Argentina. This was their second title after winning in 1978. Argentina was captained by 25-year-old Diego Maradona, who played a large part in his team's success by scoring the famous Hand of God goal, as well as his other goal of the century in the same quarter-final against England. These were two of the 5 goals that Maradona scored during the tournament. Argentina beat West Germany 3-2 in the final. The 1990 World Cup was hosted by Italy. Mascot Ciao. The 1990 edition heralded a significant departure from the tradition, as Italy ditched the mascot's traditionally cuddly form for a more modern structure. Ciao, named of course after the Italian greeting, was also the first and, to date, only mascot without a face. with designers opting instead for a stick figure in the colors of the Italian tricolor, with a football for a head. The tournament was won by West Germany for the third time. They beat Argentina 1-0 at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome, a rematch of the previous final 4 years earlier. The 1994 World Cup was hosted by the United States. Mascot was striker. There was another revolutionary development in 1994 when the United States public voted for their tournament's mascot. Their choice was Striker, the World Cup pup, a dog kitted out in the host's red, white, and blue with the competition logo displayed on his shirt. Despite football's relative lack of popularity in the United States, the tournament was the most financially successful in World Cup history. It broke tournament records with overall attendance of 3.6 million and an average of 69,000 per game. Brazil were crowned the winners after defeating Italy 3-2 in a penalty shootout at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, after the game had ended 0-0 after extra time. It was the first World Cup final to be decided on penalties. The victory made Brazil the first nation to win 4 World Cup titles. The 1998 World Cup was hosted by France, and the mascot was called Footix. This World Cup is special to me. It's probably the competition that got me interested in football as a little kid, and I never stopped watching it after. France drew inspiration from World Cup Willie by opting for a recognized national emblem in the shape of a traditional Gallic rooster. One of the more colorful mascots to date, Footix's bold blue body, red head, and bright yellow beak made him a colorful addition to a memorable tournament. The tournament was won by host country France, who beat defending champions Brazil 3-0 in the final. France won their first title, becoming the 7th nation to win a World Cup. World Cup 2002 was hosted by South Korea and Japan. Mascots were Atto, Kaz, and Nick. The first World Cup of the new millennium brought the first trio of mascots in a predictably futuristic effort from the famously innovative co-hosts. Orange, purple, and blue, these animated creations participated in Atom Ball, a fictional football-like sport with Atto as the coach and Kaz and Nick his players. The 3 names were voted for by internet users and customers at McDonald's outlets in the host nations. The tournament had several upsets and surprise results, which included the defending champions France and second favorites Argentina being eliminated in the group stage. South Korea managed to reach the semifinals, beating Portugal, Italy, and Spain on their way. However, the most potent team of the tournament, Brazil, prevailed, winning the final against Germany 2-0, making them the first and only country to have won the World Cup 5 times. The 2006 World Cup was hosted by Germany. Mascots were named Goleo 6 and Pille. The lion made a comeback when Germany introduced Goleo 6 and his sidekick Pille to the world of football in 2006. The tall lion named Goleo VI is a portmanteau of the words Gol and Leo, which is the Latin word for lion. Goleo fashions a German shirt with the number 06 on its front, and he is accompanied by Pille, a talking football, to make the perfect duo. The final saw Italy facing France and had one of the most recognizable football moments. Zidane headbutted Materazzi in the chest in an off-the-ball incident and was sent off. Italy won the tournament, claiming their 4th World Cup title, defeating France 5-3 in a penalty shootout after extra time had finished in a 1-1 draw. The final attracted an estimated audience of 715 million people. The 2010 World Cup was hosted by South Africa. Mascot was Zakumi. This friendly leopard's name is a composition of ZA for South Africa and Kumi, which translates as 10 in various languages across Africa. Football crazy, Zakumi dyed his hair green to camouflage himself against the green of the pitch, but as we witnessed in South Africa, Zakumi was ever present around the competition and helped celebrate the World Cup throughout the country. In the final, Spain, the European champions, defeated third-time losing finalists, the Netherlands, 1-0, after extra time to win their first World Cup title. Spain became the 8th nation to win the tournament and the first European nation to win a World Cup hosted outside of Europe. All previous World Cups held outside of Europe had been won by South American nations. The 2014 World Cup was hosted by Brazil. Mascot was Fuleco, a Brazilian 3-banded armadillo wearing a white t-shirt reading Brazil 2014 and green shorts. He had a blue carapace which is patterned after a traditional football. The selection of Fuleco brings attention to the country's great biodiversity, as the Brazilian three-banded armadillo is endemic to Brazil and is classified as a vulnerable species. The name Fuleco is a portmanteau of the words football and ecologia. Host nation Brazil, who had won the 2013 FIFA Confederations Cup, lost to Germany 7-1 in the semifinals and eventually finished in the fourth place. In the final, Germany defeated Argentina 1-0 after extra time thanks to a Mario Götze half volley in the 108th minute of the final to win the tournament and secure the country's fourth world title, the first after German reunification in 1990. The 2018 World Cup was hosted by Russia. Mascot was Zabivaka, a wolf with a name that translates from Russian as the goal scorer. Zabivaka wears red shorts and a blue and white t-shirt with the words Russia 2018 in the front. It's a color combination of the Russian team. The mascot was chosen following a vote on FIFA.com in which more than 1 million Russians took part. Germany, defending champions, were eliminated in the group stage for the first time since 1938. Host nation Russia was eliminated in the quarterfinals, and in the final, France played Croatia on the 15th of July at the Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. France won the match 4-2, claiming their second World Cup title. Croatian player Luka Modric was voted the tournament's best player, winning the Golden Ball. England's Harry Kane won the Golden Boot as he scored the most goals during the tournament with 6, and Belgium's Thibaut Courtois won the Golden Glove awarded to the goalkeeper with the best performance.
The 2022 World Cup is currently ongoing and being hosted by Qatar. The mascot for this World Cup is Laib, a white floating gutra with eyes, eyebrows, and an open mouth. Its name Laib is an Arabic word meaning super skilled player. This is the first World Cup to be held in the Arab world and the second held entirely in Asia after the 2002 tournament in South Korea and Japan. France are the defending champions, having defeated Croatia 4-2 in the 2018 final. At an estimated cost of $220 billion, this is the most expensive World Cup ever held. As of this recording, the knockout phase is on its way, and there have already been some surprises with the results. Host nation Qatar lost all 3 of their group matches. They became the first hosts to lose every game, the earliest host nation eliminated, and the second host after South Africa in 2010 not to progress past the group stages. Some favorite teams like Germany, Uruguay, Belgium, and Mexico did not qualify past the first stage. So far, the best scorer is Kylian Mbappe with 5 goals. I hope you enjoyed all the mascots. Please comment below your favorite mascot and World Cup competition. Please consider a like and subscribe.